Quieres un poco,
Sí.
mamá, ¿eh?
Ponte cómodo.
Me voy a sentar en lo que ha pintado mi hija, ¿no?
Mira, mira, mira.
You know, like to make the bread.
I do believe art serves communities. It creates spaces with agency to act for citizens and people, to create and design their own life, what they care about it. It is very powerful for the people who participate and want to engage with it. It creates a big impact wherever it goes, this type of art. The reason I always wanted to work with social art, it is because it came down to my own story, like when I always been traveling and moving from country to a country, searching for a better life, for the realization of my dreams. I encountered a lot of times where people was not so inclusive, and I couldn't engage as much as I wanted to in social gatherings or activities that were presented to in certain culture. So I always wanted to make this world an inclusive place for everyone, because I experienced in myself that it wasn't all like that. I am part of this neighborhood, and I never noticed this place. It was invisible for me as well as for other people. I used to come to Ankersgade Rock Climbing Center here, and one day I turn my head around and I see, oh, it can be something here interesting to explore. So I came in and asked the people around, and I find a responsible person, Christian, who was very welcoming to explain me what was this place, and we could see a vision on it where we could make this place a more visible, inclusive through the idea of art and engagement. And it is a beautiful community full of amazing people. There is already something going on, and that I have to also see it. Everything started on there. In my process of creating collective public artworks, one thing that is really important is to become part of the community, to get to know the people that is already there, the things that are already making or creating in this space that they give to this community, and to feel that I know enough things, because that will definitely influence the process and the development of the project. In order to research this information I need, I came around the different activities and events. I talk to people around, say hello, and be curious about other people's life. But I also create a question board on the main space, the cafe, with several questions where people could answer in any time of the day. In the end of the period, what we realized is that the most popular question was how or what make them feel welcome.
Nice, it's nice.
Yeah, and there is people saying what they think about the house.
The reason I feel that this work will never could done without this research, this previous phase, is because there is already a culture in this place. There is already a certain behavior in this house that need to be observed, need to be respected and honored, because the idea of creating this work is not to exclude what is already here, but more to embrace it and create it from there more amazing things. But as well, it helped us, me and my team, to understand what are the aspects that make people not feel that included in this process of using this house, and how can we transform that towards the process. Now it's time to action, and we wanted to develop artistic activities that explore what we already came up with, the question of what makes people feel welcome. So I propose to create a drawing workshop that explore deeply what that means for them, like visually, with colors, that they are feeling welcome. Can they draw it? Can they talk with the neighbor sitting next to that is also drawing? What are the elements? How are the gestures that make you feel welcome?
Of the planet, right? Planet Earth, and then also like continents.
So when I think of Earth, think of like a very warm house with a lot of lamps.
En lidt smart type, som ikke er bange for også at være en lidt fjollet type.
We went to as well to the school in the nearby area to include also small kids.
That's how you express feeling welcome, with the hands and the heart.
Yeah.
I also share the book with the kids here in the school, and they wrote feedback for us. We came up with such beautiful drawings that express what it matters for people in terms to they feel included.
Wow, very good. You too.
With this all, we create an exhibition, sticking all these drawings, in total 100 drawings, into the windows of the glass studio. So everyone who come to the cafe could see what we have been done. It was amazing to see how people pass by and look at these drawings and understand the different feelings around it. They felt related, they felt seen and heard. There was sort of like a connection that I noticed was repeatedly happening in the drawings. It was this binding together. It was this waving that is needed for this idea of feeling welcome. I wanted to take this and transform it into the next phase of the project, the next activity. The art bus stop was a fun project to do. It was really amazing how it happened. I remember talking with a user of the house. She told me that she was very disappointed about the bus. It was never again stopping in here, Ankersgade. She couldn't understand why it was removed. But the funny thing is that the bus stop was still there, looking abandoned, ugly, dirty. That was when I was like, okay, I need to do something about it. Then creativity came to me and an opportunity to make this place more visible by creating a landmark that it will be outside, engaging with every pass-by people that's come around this area.
Okay, we have one.
Yeah,
I think here, like around the eyes.
yeah, that would be nice.
So I decided to create a program, an art program that welcome locals and friend artists to do and to use the bus stop as a cultural venue for improvisation, fun.
The yellow bus stop against the grey buildings gives me joy. And, sagde hun, og tryttede i trompeten.
It was so funny because we were there with snow, rain, in the cold, freezing winter of Denmark.
Hvor man samles i sit liv, kystende det sødeste dreng eller pige i verden. Bare man har en at dele sin sommer med, skal land sin lok gå i foxtrot.
We were there for 2 months with a lot of happenings. In total, 17 happenings during January and February. Different days, different times. It was always a surprise.
Brighter than the stars, sun together in the sky. Open eyes.
It was a very unforgettable experience for the community where we make friends. We also ask people if they have noticed this building, and they say no until now. So we were doing a great job by being there and exposing what was this place.
At komme ud med kunsten, så man ikke kun laver kunst og lærer at tegne og male, men at man kommer ud og bruger den i bylivet, og hvor man nu bor.
Opportunity to ask people to participate in a drawing and creating something new together.
This beautiful tree out in our garden, and to make it like an help installation where people could exchange help.
Okay, so we go outside?
Yes. Sommersolen skinner varm og glad. Vinden blæser let.
The goal of the art bus stop was to bring visibility, to create new friends, and to do art in a more improvising way into the streets, and to give a space for the ones who want to participate in the project. I find out that in this area, in this park, surrounded this building, was a dambasquerie in the old times. It was very, very interesting to find out that our past in this area community was situated at a factory that actually worked with fabrics and treat fabrics. And that was what my interest on researching about the past of the community could also give me some input to move forward the realization and the design, the final design. I tried to find everything I could know about the dambasquerie. It was kind of funny, but also difficult. I felt like a truly detective. And that also gave me a lot of knowledge about understanding what was this place. I always compare my process as a painter that never paint with a picture in front of. This is sort of a process that you paint, you trust in your intuition, you give the color to the white canvas, and that is gonna take you to the next place, to the next phase, to the next action. Together with all this information I gathered from the dambasquerie and the outcome of the drawing workshops of Open Arms, I realized how important was to make an event or an exhibition about the past. A local lady joined me on the mission of creating this exhibition, but as well to find out about the history behind this place, this area.
Men jeg hedder Kirsten, og jeg er en af de lokale. Jeg bor lige her i nærheden af folkeghuset. Jeg har boet her i området i næsten 30 år, og jeg kender folkeghuset fra koncerter og foredrag. Jeg var med i nogle af de events ude ved busstoppestedet, og jeg synes bare, det var rigtig, rigtig spændende at høre. Det er jo ikke så tit, man får lov til at komme ind og høre, hvad en kunstner laver undervejs. Det er jo tit kun produkter til sidst, man ser, ikke? Og så begyndte hun at fortælle om den her fotoudstilling, hun var i gang med, og viste nogle af de gamle billeder, hun havde fundet. Og jeg er sådan ret historisk interesseret, så jeg blev meget optaget af de der billeder, og nej, hvor er det taget hen, og hvor er det fra? Og jeg ved ikke lige, hvordan samarbejdet kom i gang. Det startede egentlig bare sådan lidt af sig selv, synes jeg. Og så tilbød jeg at tage ned på biblioteket og søge i artikeldatabasen dernede, og snakke med nogle arkivarer, og fandt nogle gamle kort, og de gamle fagregistre og finde oplysninger der. Jamen det var bare enormt spændende at snakke med Bea om alle de her ting. Ja, så har vi haft nogle diskussioner indimellem, hvordan gør man det ene og det andet, og hvordan skal vi hænge billederne op, og vi brugte også lang tid på at finde ud af, hvordan skal de hænge, så vi får guidet folk rundt i udstillingen.
Maybe a work there. Not so interactive for the people. They can put the memories, or it's too far. Right?
Isn't that good?
Yeah.
It was really useful to do an exhibition about the past, but I was just thinking, how can I bring also the present together to the past? Then was when I realized that I wanted to have some stories from the present that are attached to clothing, pieces of fabric, that will also make the link with the activity that was developed here in the past. So I sort of create like a spot in the common area again where people could donate pieces of cloth together with stories attached. Stories that clothing and fabric remind them about the life, someone in the life that they loved, some memories. It was very beautiful to see the engagement of people. And I decided to create a 3D sketch of a tapestry that brings together the clothing and the stories of the present, which I also exhibit in the exhibition, together with information and pictures of the Damebaskerie here at Ankersgade. Actually, that was very popular among the community. A lot of people didn't know that in the past was here a Damebaskerie.
It's super nice to see the development and how the city changes.
Jeg var stadigvæk med mand og barn. Jeg synes, det var meget lidt plads. De har boet 9 inden deres 2 realister var lige sådan.
Fordi så skulle de grave det hele op, eller hvad nu kan fjerne alt det forurenede jord, så tror jeg, de havde lavet en helhedsplan. Og så bare ærgerligt, at den gamle dampvaskeribygning, den røg i svinget der. Det kunne have været fedt at have nu.
Og jeg kan huske, Bea, hun sagde engang, det der med et lokalområde, det er jo ligesom et stykke stof. Altså os, der bor her, vi er trådene i det der stykke stof, ikke? Det synes jeg bare er så smuk en tanke. Sådan har jeg aldrig tænkt på det før. Det er virkelig rigtigt. Og det betyder jo også noget, at os, der så bor her, at vi også vil hinanden. Hvis vi vil det, og hvis vi holder sammen, så bliver det jo et virkelig stærkt stykke stof, der kommer ud af det.
While I was moving forward between phases, I was thinking about what could be the final material, the final concept of this artwork. I tried to put all the puzzle together. These puzzles are the outcomes from the different activities. So my experience took me to the idea of using clay as a material, the idea of using the wall outside, the idea of doing a mural was and is something that I have experience with. So I try to conceptualize something that it comes from this idea of the tapestry as a symbol of the community and the threads within the tapestry as the idea of the people within the community, the people who makes possible that tapestry, that community to happen. While I was doing some of the art activities, I was also experimenting, but the final process of experimenting with clay and the final techniques and method was on the last month of this period, where I actually tried to come up with participatory art workshops that it will combine everything I learned on this process into a more concrete activity that it will build the future mural in the facade of Ankersgade. I was experimenting a lot with working with textile and stories behind and what it means that for them, and then how can we create a storyline that it will represent the people who wanted to participate. Therefore, I came with the idea of making a mold in gipс of people's chosen clothing and invite them to a workshop where we ask them to bring a fabric or an item that they have a memory attached with and replicate that clothing, that textile into a piece of gyps by printing it into it. In the workshops, we also talk about the memories attached to it.
Because I always played basketball in them, and I played it my whole life. And I use them throughout. They are completely with holes and stuff. So these are just a pair I've had for like a year, and they were completely ruined, but I still use them.
We open up to connect with other people's history and memories and experience.
Jeg havde selvfølgelig købt den på en ferie i Grækenland, men det er ikke Grækenland, jeg tænker på, når jeg ser på hatten. Jeg tænker på min far, der laver havearbejde.
We gather together. We first do a workshop where we cast, we make the mold. And the second workshop, we replicate that into a ceramic tile, a unique ceramic tile that we talk about the story of the people, the members of the community.
Something satisfying. But I do this all day. So participating in this workshop was really fun. I think also just opening your mind for the material, but also seeing this place was really exciting and just a good inspiration for us architect students for ideas to how to use this material or just think in a different way.
We really learned a lot, like using the fabrics and how it affects the place and where it came from.
We're also working with plaster and casting in model shaping, and this is a nice way for the students also to see how you can experiment with plaster and use it for different purposes, and also a way of working more freely and then intuitive, see what happens. So it's a very nice experience to kind of unfold the possibilities of a material.
These tiles, they are in a specific colors. These colors are representing the threads within the tapestry that will be, in the end, combined into a beautiful drawing with a beautiful decorative texture of a textile in movement. This is what we came out from the process of 6 months trying to sketch a collective public artwork for the Ankersgade folkeghuset. A clay mural. The Ankersgade Tapestry.